Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's Easton Cook, and I see a lot of families traveling when I'm working as a flight attendant. I've even had some friends reach out, those who have kids, and say, hey, what's the process of flying with kids? So I decided to make a video covering 3 simple preparation tips for families that plan to fly. But of course, before I do, y'all make sure and subscribe. Follow me on the socials, all the things, you know what to do. Let's get right into it. Number 1, family seating arrangements. One of the biggest worries that families have when flying is making sure the whole family can sit together. You don't want to scramble last minute asking other people, hey, do you mind swapping seats with me? It's rude, it's inconvenient, it's awkward. So plan ahead. If you're flying an airline that doesn't have a family seating arrangement guarantee, then buy the appropriate seats ahead of time. Do not just get the basic ticket for everyone and expect all to work out. Airlines that have basic tickets, they guarantee a seat on the plane, but you'll more than likely get the leftover seats that nobody wants. And guess what? Those are typically all middle seats. So plan ahead. Oh, and I have to say this. Do not board the plane and tell the flight attendants that you purchased seats together. You're like, hey, we bought the tickets together, but the gate agent just separated us all at the last minute. That is deliberately misleading and dishonest. Please be better than that. Don't let your poor planning become everyone else's problem. Now, some airlines have guarantees in place. For example, American Airlines, one of the first to guarantee family seating for children under 15 years old, ensuring that families traveling together on the same reservation will not be split up. It's automatic, it's free, this means that you don't have to pay any extra to sit with your kid. Also, this policy is enforceable by law because American filed this official service with the appropriate government agencies. Or United Airlines, they've also made pretty big strides in this area. As of 2023, they've updated their seating map technology to prioritize families sitting together at no extra cost. They'll even offer a refund or a rebooking option if they can't accommodate seating together. However, unlike American, this is not a legal guarantee, so please check your seating before booking. And in case you're curious, like I was, so I had to look this up, the reason it's not a legal guarantee like it is with American is because they did not file this service contract with the appropriate government agencies, so the more you know. Or how about JetBlue, which follows a similar path, offering free family seating as long as you book the seats together in advance. And when I say book your seats together, I don't just mean book the tickets, I mean actually select your seats in advance, but at no extra cost. JetBlue's also a bit more flexible when you call their customer service team directly to make special requests for your kids. But if you want my overall pro tip, here you go, here it is. Book early. As soon as you purchase your tickets, make sure to choose your seats. Don't even run into the problem at all. Don't fall back on the, well, there's a guarantee, because not every airline has that guarantee. And then once you've booked and chosen your seats, make sure you always check in 24 hours before your flight to avoid any surprises. And surprises, for example, aircraft swaps, right? So all of a sudden you booked a ticket that was 2 seats and 3 seats, that was the configuration, and now it's 3 and 3, which totally changes the game. So avoid the surprise of showing up to the gate and then all of a sudden everyone's different seats. Number 2, preparing for security with young kids. Let's be real, TSA lines can be overwhelming, even without kids. So you throw kids in the mix and all of a sudden it's like, but with a little planning, we can eliminate 95% of the stress that comes with TSA. First, know that children under 12 don't need to remove their shoes during TSA screening. This is a big time saver, especially if your kids are in that little untie and tie my shoes phase. And hey, if you're traveling with an infant or toddler, then things like formula and breast milk, those are allowed in larger quantities than the typical 3.4 ounce liquid limit. Just let the TSA agents know that you have these items and they'll inspect them separately. Also, most airports have a TSA pre-check lane. And if you're a member of the program, then if your kid is under 12, they can also join that lane for free. And fun fact, if you're flying Delta Airlines, they have a great integration with the TSA pre-check program. They will mark your boarding pass automatically if you're a member. And lastly, while you're in that lane, make sure you have all your boarding passes and IDs ready. Please do not keep 1 or more of these documents in one of your 18 bags as you're waiting in line. You finally get up to the TSA agent and then you have to scrounge around finding the correct documents. Have them out and ready to go. It is amazing how keeping these documents organized in some kind of travel wallet or like a digital wallet, keeping the digital copies on your phone, it'll save you so much stress at the checkpoint. It sounds simple, but we all need a reminder sometimes. And number 3, in-flight comfort and entertainment. Let's be real for a second. Keeping kids entertained in general is a task. How about in flight, trapped on a metal tube, 30,000 feet in the air? It can be a challenge, but with a little planning, we can avoid meltdowns. And hey, are you getting the theme here? Honestly, I feel like I could have summarized this whole video with just coming on air and saying, plan, and then roll the credits. Anyway, bring snacks. Airlines like Southwest, Alaska, and Delta Airlines offer complimentary snacks and drinks, but it may not always be enough to satisfy your kids. Pack some of their favorite snacks in a carry-on. Ensure that it is accessible during the flight because there may be turbulence on your flight that doesn't allow the flight attendants to get out in the aisle to serve. Please don't rely on the airline to give you food and drink. Obviously, they will when they can, but what I'm saying is if the turbulence is really bad, of course safety is number one. That includes the flight attendants. They may remain seated. And also entertainment. While major airlines like Delta, American, and JetBlue all have onboard entertainment systems, it doesn't mean that they will always be working. Also, not every flight and not every seat have these options, especially on shorter routes. So bring a tablet or phone with loaded movies, games, or shows. You cannot depend on Wi-Fi to always be working. There are sometimes just issues. I myself have been let down by thinking, oh, I'll have Wi-Fi on the plane, I'll just watch a movie and stream it or something. And then I get there and there's no entertainment on the flight and the Wi-Fi is down. So how do I find myself? Sitting in the seat, listening to the same 12 songs I just happen to have downloaded on my phone on repeat until finally we land. Oh, and same thing with chargers. The outlet may not be working, all right? You have to plan ahead for these things because you're trapped. You can't just stop somewhere and charge your phone, so come with charged devices. And also don't forget your little kids' headphones because you don't want to have music or whatever they're playing out loud on a plane. Letting your child's device just play the audio out there in the open it's so rude, and I cannot believe that it actually happens. And while we're talking about what to pack, make sure you pack essentials like diapers, wipes, and any medications in a small accessible carry-on bag that you can put underneath the seat in front of you. You don't want to be rummaging through an overhead bin mid-flight. You just don't. And that's all for today, y'all. Thanks for watching. Those are just a couple tips on flying with a family. Make sure and subscribe, like the video. It really helps the algorithm. I do appreciate it. Follow me on the social, shop my Amazon storefront, all in the link in the description below. You can also shop my merch like this amazing Just Plain Tired shirt at eastonexplorers.com. Let me know if you have any tips and tricks when flying with a family. Let me know in the comments below. And I'll talk to y'all next time. God be with you.